I swear I'm not the kind of guy who believes in supernatural crap. I'm a wildlife surveyor. I spend more nights in forests than most people spend in their bedrooms. But what happened 3 weeks ago still makes my hands shake when I talk about it. I found an old weather-beaten radio inside a forest cabin. It turned on by itself, and the voice that spoke through it knew my name. I was on a routine survey trip. No roads, no cell signal, just dense pines and long silence. The cabin was marked on the old map, labeled abandoned. I stepped inside only because I needed a place to log coordinates before nightfall. The place smelled like mold and wet soil. But the radio, an old 1970s hand crank unit, sat in the center of the room like someone had left it running moments ago. And then it crackled. Evan. My name. Clear as day. The air felt suddenly heavier. I stepped closer, thinking maybe it was interference. Maybe some ranger was messing around. But there was no signal for miles. Then the voice returned. Don't leave the cabin, Evan. Not yet. My heart thudded so loud I could hear it in my ears. I whispered, Who's there? Silence for 5 seconds. Then, someone behind you. I spun around. Nothing. Just the same empty doorway, same trees, same darkness thickening outside. I told myself I was tired, hallucinating. But I wasn't. Because the radio kept talking. The sun was gone. Night swallowed the forest in minutes, like someone switched off the sky. I stepped outside with my flashlight. The beam cut through a thin layer of mist. That's when I heard the crunch of leaves. Slow, heavy, like someone walking barefoot on the forest floor. I called out, thinking it might be a lost hiker. No answer. But the footsteps continued, circling the cabin. I backed toward the door. The radio's voice echoed faintly from inside. Too late. It sees you. I slammed the cabin door shut and pressed my back against it. The steps grew louder, closer. Then I saw it through the window. A pale face, eyes shining like wet stones, staring directly at me from the darkness. It wasn't human. Its jaw hung too low. Its neck was too long. The radio whispered again. Don't let it in. My breathing turned into short, panicked bursts. The window creaked as the thing leaned against the glass. I grabbed a chair and braced the door. The creature circled again, this time scraping its hand along the outer wall, nails dragging wood. Every step felt intentional, predatory. Then it spoke. Not through the radio, through the window cracks. In a perfect imitation of the radio's voice. Evan, open the door. My knees nearly buckled. I didn't answer. I couldn't. The radio suddenly blasted loud static, shaking the dust from the shelves. Through the noise, a different voice, urgent, human, yelled. Run! Now! I didn't think, I just reacted. I grabbed my pack, shoved the door open, and sprinted into the trees. Behind me, something crawled out of the shadows, fast. I didn't dare look back. The forest was a maze of black shapes and snapping branches. But the radio, stuffed in my pack, kept screaming directions like a GPS. Left, run, don't stop, don't look, run, run, run. I felt the creature's breath on my neck. Branches whipped my face. My lungs burned. But I finally saw it. The Ranger Trail marker. Civilization. Light. Safety. I burst out of the tree line and didn't stop running until I reached my truck. When I reached the town outpost, I threw the radio on the desk. It was cracked. Dead. Rusty batteries. No way it could have spoken at all. I asked the rangers about that cabin. They told me the place burned down 40 years ago. No structure should have been standing there. Before I left, the radio, completely unpowered, gave one last crackle. "You made it, Evan. Not everyone does." And then it went silent forever. I quit my job the next morning.